Find your power, find your guidance, and the power within. Welcome to the Cosmo Within You podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Cosmo Within You podcast. My name is Karin, and I want to motivate you today to not let fears take over you. Don't let your own fear of doubt, your own fear of insecurity, your own fear of not knowing what might happen next prevent you from obtaining and achieving the success that you truly want in your life. We all go through any type of fear whenever we want to obtain a certain type of success in our life, right? We're fearful. We are fearful of failure, fearful of getting looked down upon, fearful of the unknown, really, once we're out here trying to set out a goal for ourselves. And I feel personally when I am attacking a goal, I do start to get negative thoughts and a negative mindset. And I start putting myself down and I start doubting. I start telling myself, no, you can't do it. What are you doing? Like, why would you even want to obtain such success? You're basically a nobody. These negative thoughts start lingering around my mind. So then I have to calm myself and remind myself that it's not true. I control my own future. I control my own thoughts, and I control what I can in the moment in time. And I have to learn how to push myself and be confident of the skills and knowledge that I have. Now, I want to share with you what has helped me throughout this process to kind of evolve in that mindset and be able to shift it. And the first thing I had to do is recognize that fear is normal. Usually, I would think that I was the only one that was afraid of trying to push myself, getting myself outside of my comfort zone. But then I would not think about how do successful people push themselves. Do they have fears? Do they go against their own fears still and just go for it? Like, what is their magic, And after hearing interviews of successful people and their experiences, I came to realization that everybody has their own fears. But the difference is, are you going to allow those fears to overpower you? Are you going to let them overpower and take control of your life? And I was like, no, I don't want that to happen to me. So I started recognizing that fear is normal. It's a natural response that we go through while we're in an uncomfortable situation in our life, and that's totally okay. After that, I stopped avoiding it and continued to head on through my goals. But once I started seeing my goals, I will look at the end goal. So for example, when I wanted to become a registered nurse, the end goal was registered nurse, right? And it is so big because now you're like, oh, I can only obtain that title after going through a nursing program. Nursing programs are hard, competitive, etc., etc. And then I would listen to other people out of their own experience that were also going through the nursing program, how it was difficult. It's not easy. Not anybody can just do it. So I was kind of allowing other people's experiences to overpower mine, and I hadn't even started mine yet. So I started setting out small goals in order to reach the bigger goal. And every time I started doing small goals, I would celebrate myself, celebrate my success, because even though the goal is small, it is helping me build some type of confidence in order to be able to pursue and keep pushing towards the bigger goal that I want. So again, the next step, set out small goals, but cheer yourself on too and be proud of yourself whenever you finish that small goal. And also, I had to attack my negative thoughts, guys. The mind is so powerful but dumb at the same time. If you don't know how to manage your negative thoughts, I suggest you start to now, because that negative mindset will take over your life, and then therefore 20 years pass and you're continuously going to live in an unhappy lifestyle. And why would you want to do that? I wouldn't want to live unhappy the whole time I'm here on this earth. I would want to be happy knowing that I pushed myself and I went against anybody that doubted me. I went against myself, my own self-doubt, and I proved to myself that I at least tried. Doing something is better than doing nothing. You cannot just stay in your comfort zone the whole time, because how will you grow? How will you become a better person in that way? You won't. You will stay the same, man. Your brain will stay stagnant. You'll become boring and a typical robot in this life, not living how you truly want to live. So question that. Do you really want to allow all of these negative thoughts that you have about yourself and about your own capabilities to overpower and actually dictate your life? I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that. No, no, no. And then after being able to, again, identify fear as normal, identify my small goals and cheer myself on every time until I reach that bigger goal. And after I calm down this mind from my negative thought process, then came visualization. Manifestation, guys. And manifestation, no, it does not work one day to the next and boom, you have what you've been wanting. No, you also have to put in work. But with manifestation, the process and magic through it is you have to visualize yourself already obtaining such success that you want. Visualize yourself. How would you feel? Embody those emotions, Would you feel happy, grateful, full of energy? Would you feel your heart just burst out of happiness that you finally made it to the spot, to the success, to that life that you want? You need to embody those emotions. If you see it, you have to feel it and you have to believe it. And the more you practice this visualization of the life that you want, the more you become a magnet. It's like you start resonating with the frequencies around you, meaning you start resonating with the vibes, as they say, vibes with people. You start hanging out with people that support you, that are in the same common mindset, and they push you, they see your potential. But this also comes with you being able to open your mind up to different perspectives. If you just want to stay stuck in one viewpoint, if in your only viewpoint, and you're not willing to open up your mind to other opportunities, you're gonna miss out on a lot, because everyone lives in their own little world, in their own little head, but we all learn from everybody. We can learn bad things and we can learn good things. But if you hang around the people with a common mindset and motivation, and with people that you look up to a successful life that resonates with you, you need to be able to focus on the habits they have. What do they do on a day-to-day? How does their mind work? How do they think about themselves? How do they motivate themselves? And start practicing those same behaviors that can potentially change your life too. You have to learn from others as well. We're not born with a book and we know everything. It's not possible. We're not perfect, so therefore we learn as we go, as we grow. Okay, so as you go and as you grow, you need to be able to surround yourself with positive people. If you're constantly around negative people, you're just going to stay in that negative environment. Switch your environment, switch to positive people in your life, and that will impact you in a great, great way. Trust me. Now, with failure, I know when we hear the word failures, we always think negative, right? It didn't work out. It went to shit, it didn't work out, and then now you're stuck not knowing what you're going to do, right? But I think we need to shift that mindset and accept that failure can be opportunities, guys. They're just opportunities. You have to shift that perspective on failure, and you need to reframe it as a valuable lesson in your life. If you don't gain experience, right? If you don't gain failures in your life, how are you learning? How do you know how to get better? You only know how to get better when something does not work out, because therefore you start reflecting on what needs to change, on what habits you may need to change, on what skills you may need to refine in order to get better. And then therefore you grow, and then you start telling yourself, okay, if the same opportunity or scenario comes my way, I will not commit the same choice or mistake, because I learned the first time or the second time. I'm going to try a different approach. And you have to keep pushing. The more you keep pushing, the more you will able to grow and become a wiser person, have a better mindset on things. Heck, you can even motivate others around you, and you can be a model to people that once were in your same shoes of thinking they're not good enough, thinking they can't handle it, thinking they can't obtain their goals. But now that you are pushing yourself and you're viewing failures as lessons and you're allowing failures to shape you in a positive way, you start bringing people in that same frequency in your vibe. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and therefore now you're motivating more people without you even knowing it. People start admiring you, and that's really important because now you're having courage. You're doing things even though you are fearful. You're pushing against those fears, and that speaks volumes of a person because it shows you that things can be done that way. There's no way you're gonna be ready for certain things. There's no way you can prepare 100% and then you have that opportunity, that successful life, and you'll be set. No, it takes time, it takes patience, but at the same time, you need to enjoy the ride. You need to enjoy the ups and downs, be grateful for everything, for the bad lesson and for the good lesson. And that will build a great support system for yourself, a great mindset for yourself, build self confidence, and you're going to keep pushing. Always be mindful of how you're feeling physically. You also need to listen to your body. You can't overwork yourself and be always around anxiety, depression, overwhelming emotions. You also need to learn how to take pauses, take your time, incorporate exercise, incorporate walks, practice breath work. If you're having a panic attack, an anxiety attack, there's all these resources online, guys, on YouTube, on podcasts that can guide you and teach you how to control your breathing, how these simple techniques can just help your life tremendously. More sleep, going to sleep earlier, taking away alcohol from your day-to-day life if you are one to drink a beer or two every single day to calm the stress, to cope with whatever is happening or to help you sleep. I always hear that. Oh yeah, I drink like beer at night every single night in order to help me sleep after I get out of work. And that is not a great coping mechanism, Maybe a drink once a week or like on the weekend with friends, casual drinks. But if you're doing this every day, you're not coping well in a healthy way with your stress. You have to learn how to change certain behaviors, and they're simple, only that we make them seem difficult. Eat better, eat more heart healthy foods, drink more water, go to sleep early, no partying every single weekend. You have to incorporate a lot of things in order for you to reach the successful life that you truly want. That's all it takes. And then once you start getting into the habit of practicing these different things in your life, it will impact you slowly. And then you start noticing how you have more energy, how you're more positive, how you're thinking more, you're more creative. It all connects, guys. It all connects. Remember that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action despite it. So you're a courageous person because you're going against your fears and still pushing towards your goals. And remember, that is a great character to have, a great motivator to have in your life, because that means you love to take chances. And whether it works out or it doesn't, at least you won't live in the what if. You won't live in what if this, what if that. You won't have a doubt anymore. Now you know that you took the step, you took that leap of faith, and you let the universe, you let life, you let God do what it has to do. But you did your part and you went ahead with it. And I am proud of you, and I want you to continue to do that. And if you haven't done that, if you haven't had the courage, I know you can build courage. I know you can push yourself, because I kid you not, you probably have been through worse things that you never thought you were going to get over. You thought that was going to be the end of it. And now that you are taking the steps to get better, taking the steps to work on yourself, I applaud you. And I will continue to cheer you on, because it takes a strong person to continue on in a positive way. But at the same time, you're a beautiful person that is here to shine and is here to show your potential to the world and to help others. We are here as a community to help, to love, to be kind, to support, and motivate, because there's no better way than to help one another. So, thank you for listening. I hope this helps you. And if you feel this video has to be sent to a friend, to a family member that is going through a tough time, and they need to be reminded of all of these qualities, and they need to be reminded to go against their fears, send them this video. And thank you for spreading all of this positivity with me. I'll see you on the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe here on my YouTube channel. And if you're listening to me on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on any streaming audio platform, share my content. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to continuing to do these videos for you. Bye, guys.